Hello, I'm Ayako Sekiguchi from Wellness Kitchen. This time it's part 3 of the benefits of sake leaves. Yes, we're talking about sake leaves again. Some of you might be thinking, again? But actually, this might be the most important talk yet. That's because sake leaves are really something special. Sake leaves play a very important role in boosting your immune system, and that immunity is closely connected to your internal environment. They can't be separated. In this video, I'll dig a little deeper into that topic, and in the second half, I'll share a recipe that lets you really enjoy sake leaves in your cooking. I'm sure this information will be really helpful for you. So please stay with me until the end. Wellness Kitchen is a health-focused cooking channel where we dive deep into the topics you want to know more about. We'll be sharing answers to your everyday questions and things you've always wanted to ask, so please be sure to subscribe to the channel. This time, I'll be talking about sake leaves and immunity, and there's a deep connection with our internal environment that can't be separated. So first, let me briefly explain what the internal environment is. I think many of you have heard of the term internal environment before. Inside, there are between 500 and 1,000 types and between 100 trillion and 1,000 trillion. There's quite a range, but anyway, an enormous number of internal bacteria live inside us. If you convert that to weight, it's about 1.5 to 2 kilograms. That's an incredible amount of bacteria, isn't it? They play various roles, like activating immune cells and producing nutrients. Little by little, we're learning more and more about them. About 20% are good bacteria and about 10% are bad bacteria. There are also opportunistic bacteria, which change depending on your condition at the time. They can lean toward being good or bad bacteria, depending on the situation. Those are called opportunistic bacteria. Having about 70% of them is considered normal and is said to be a well-balanced gut flora. These are the bad bacteria. It's not about getting rid of all of them. Rather, it's important that each type coexists well and maintains its own balance, which is what keeps us healthy. Apparently, our gut flora is mostly determined within about the first year after birth, and the types of bacteria we have at that time stay with us for life, hardly changing. So, depending on what kind of bacteria you have, you might be more prone to gaining weight or not. There are all kinds of body types, aren't there? The relationship between gut bacteria and diseases has already become clear in many ways. For example, obesity, diabetes, atherosclerosis, autism, cancer, inflammation, and sexually transmitted diseases. These are truly diseases that are said to be influenced by gut bacteria. What's especially noteworthy is that more than 60% of immune cells gather there. The inside of the gut is it's an organ with a large surface area, and it's very intricate, as specialists say. There are folds on the surface, and if you spread them all out, it would be about the size of a tennis court. It's an organ with a large surface area, trying to absorb all kinds of nutrients thoroughly. Along with food, bacteria and pathogens can also enter, so immune cells work to prevent them from getting inside the body. It serves as a barrier function. The relationship between gut bacteria and immunity is deeply connected and inseparable. What we can do is maintain a healthy internal environment, especially since this can be changed through our lifestyle habits. First of all, it's about the internal environment. Everyone has different bacteria, so there are many cases where I have certain bacteria that you don't have. However, in general, it's quite difficult to introduce new types of so-called good bacteria, but it is possible to nurture and increase the bacteria you already have so that they work hard for you. That's where sake leaves can be very helpful. As a way to nurture the good bacteria you already have inside you, you first need to give them the food they like. The food for those good bacteria is dietary fiber, especially soluble fiber, and indigestible components like oligosaccharides. These are their food. When they ferment these, they produce carbonic acids such as acetic acid, butyric acid, and propionic acid. It's actually difficult to get these carbonic acids directly from food because they're rarely found in what we eat. Normally, it's considered that these substances are produced by your gut bacteria. Carbonic acids are actually the most important thing for maintaining a healthy gut environment. It's believed that they hold the key point. Carbonic acids make the inside slightly acidic. A slightly acidic environment is something that harmful bacteria dislike, and on the other hand, it's an environment that beneficial bacteria prefer, so the harmful bacteria become less active. You can create an environment where beneficial bacteria become more active. In addition, calcium and magnesium, it also increases the absorption of iron. It is believed that increasing carbonic acid and improving your internal environment plays a key role in maintaining good health. At this point, I'm sure many of you have some questions. Like yogurt. I just heard someone ask, I eat foods containing lactic acid bacteria and bifidobacteria like yogurt every day. Does that really make a difference? Of course it does. Yes, it does make a difference. The common belief is that those bacteria are killed by stomach acid, and while there are some that can survive and reach the intestines alive, it's actually quite difficult for them to settle in as permanent residents. That's the case with the bacteria found in yogurt and similar foods. Lactic acid bacteria and similar ones are called transient bacteria. They work effectively as beneficial bacteria while passing through, but they can't settle in the gut permanently, so it's important to keep consuming them regularly. That's why it's necessary to keep taking them. Even lactic acid bacteria that have died are not completely useless. It's been found that they have various effects to help boost the immune system. It's important to take in live bacteria as they are and also to make use of what you already have. By living your life while thinking about increasing the bacteria you already have, your internal environment will improve and your immunity will be strengthened. Let me talk about how Sacklys are related to this. In the previous complete guide video about the benefits of Sacklys, I mentioned that they contain a lot of resistant protein. This resistant protein, like oligosaccharides and soluble dietary fiber I mentioned earlier, is an indigestible component. That's right, this resistant protein also helps grow good bacteria and creates an environment where beneficial bacteria can thrive. It has been found to help increase short-chain fatty acids. It suppresses the increase of harmful bacteria, increases the water content in your stool, and by increasing the bulk, it also helps improve your bowel movements. The number of Bacteroides, which are beneficial bacteria, increases. It has been found that Bacteroides are bacteria that are less common in people who are overweight, so they are called slimming bacteria. They are also thought to have such effects. In addition, there are bacteria like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. Since they can also slightly increase the number of good bacteria, these Bacteroides, which are opportunistic bacteria, are thought to be influenced by the good bacteria and end up working in a similar way. So it's believed that they might function just like good bacteria. It has also been found that they lower bad cholesterol, increase good cholesterol, help prevent arteriosclerosis, and improve skin texture, according to various experiments. It is believed that consuming about 50 grams of Sacklys at once may provide the benefits of resistant protein. So this time, I'd like to introduce recipes that allow you to get that amount of Sacklys in your meals. This skin is packed with wonderful nutrients. Since it's also high in dietary fiber, we'll be using this skin. There are also various videos about the nutrients in sweet potatoes, so please check them out. I'll heat it up in the microwave. The sweet potato is already so soft that a skewer goes right through it. That's how tender it is now. Next, I'll heat up the Sacklys for about a minute in the microwave as well. While the sweet potato is still hot, I'll mash it. If the dough becomes too crumbly, please add a little water to help it come together and adjust the texture. Once there are no more powdery spots, it looks like you can roll it into a ball, right? If it looks like this, the dough is ready. For the ingredients, we have peeled sweet potato, shredded burdock root, and nameko mushrooms. They all contain a lot of water-soluble dietary fiber. I've prepared the ingredients. Now I'll add them and let them simmer. Thank you very much. Prepare about 3 kinds of mushrooms. I'll be using shimeji and meitake mushrooms. Other types of mushrooms are fine too. Cut them into bite-sized pieces. And for the meitake, just break them apart roughly. Since this is a gratin, it's better if the pieces are a bit chunky. Please try not to make them too small. And also separate the shimeji mushrooms.
All that's left is to grill it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This time, I talked about how the resistant protein in sake leaves can help boost your immune system, and I also introduced some sake leaves recipes that are useful for improving immunity. As expected, it's the same with coronavirus disease, 19. But in the end, whether your own immunity is low or not is really important, isn't it? Please try to include sake leaves in your diet and use it to support your daily health. Thank you for watching. Let's meet again in another video.